What is up, everybody? My name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the one thing that you can do. Well, there's multiple things you can do, but we're going to be talking about one mistake that you can make that will cause a customer to fire you and never call you back again. So we're going to talk about how you can avoid that in today's video. But before we get into that, we're going to be doing a free web class here really soon on how Aaron grew his pressure washing business from $0 to over $200,000 a year with one truck and no money. So if you haven't checked it out already, check out the first link in the comment section description. It pretty much is a blueprint to grow any business, to scale any business. There's limited amount of seats, and we're going to be running it here really soon. So be sure to check it out. First link in the comment section description. But let's go ahead and hop into the topic of today's video, and it's the mistake that customers will fire you over. Now, I made a video a while back about hiring some kids that had knocked on my door to pull some weeds in my front flower beds. I got some backlash on that video because I said that the kids didn't really do that great of a job. However, I paid them and sent them on their way. And a lot of people were wondering, why would I have paid the kids if I wasn't happy with the work that they did? And that kind of got me thinking, right? As the customer, if I'm not happy with the work, I really don't want to have to point it out to the person that's providing the service. It should be evident. Pulling weeds, it's pretty cut and dry. You either pulled all the weeds or you didn't. Now, keep in mind, this is just a $40 service, so we're not talking about hundreds or thousands of dollars. Obviously, if I was in a situation where something cost $300, $400, $500, I wouldn't mind, pointing it out and making sure that the job was done correctly. And an example of this for you guys that have ever gotten haircuts, if you went to a place to get your haircut and they didn't do a great job, what do? You just never go back. Like, I've done that to multiple people. If I'm unhappy with how the haircut is, I just don't come back. I'm not going to sit there and say, wow, this looks ugly, or like, hey, you need to do that, or this, that, or the other. I just won't come back. So the lesson in this is I gave these kids an opportunity to provide a service that was low ticket, low risk, and I felt as though it really wasn't worth it for me. So I didn't feel the need to have to point out that there were still weeds in the flower beds, and I just decided that I would pay them and never call them again and never ask them to do any services again. And if they came to my door tomorrow, I wouldn't have anything for them, right? So ultimately, this is exactly how your customers are going to feel. The last thing that they want to do is point out to you things that should have been done correctly. This is why we need to do a couple of different things on the job. First and foremost, we need to slow down on site and make sure that we're providing a quality service. First and foremost, we want to walk through the job with the customer after everything is completed. I always like to use the verbiage before we pack up. Would you like to take a look at everything and make sure that you're happy with how everything came out? This reassures them that we're not done, and if there's anything that needs to be fixed or remedied, we're happy to do it, right? And you want to make sure that you put that verbiage in when you're talking with the customer. Don't make them say, hey, I want to take a look before I pay you. Offer it up first and foremost. Make them feel comfortable with pointing out anything by saying, we haven't packed up yet. Let's check out the house and make sure you're happy first. I also like to get out in front of issues before they arise. This could be a property protection issue, or this could be setting expectations with the customer before the job even begins, like pointing out a non-organic stain and letting them know that, we won't be able to remove these with the cleaning unless you'd like to do an add-on service, because it is a different chemical that's different from our typical cleaning process. That way the expectation is set from the beginning. If you couldn't deliver on a certain aspect of the job, for instance, if something didn't come out as clean as maybe it should have, it needs to be communicated before the customer points it out to you, because a lot of people are like me, and they won't necessarily tell you did a bad job. They're not going to tell you that they're disappointed. They just won't call you again, when there may have been hundreds, even thousands of dollars in other jobs that they would have had for you now because of one thing that wasn't communicated or explained. And this is also why I like low ticket services. It allows you an opportunity to get in front of the customer that you might not have been able to get in front of otherwise, because maybe they wouldn't have gone for the house wash right away or the roof wash right away, but they're willing to do $150 gutter cleaning. And then once you're able to provide a good service, build rapport, you're able to sell them extra things down the road. So lesson of today's video is to communicate upfront first and foremost. Provide great value, provide great services, take your time, don't be rushing through it, don't be skipping steps, don't be making huge mistakes on the job. And then you also want to build in verbiage that allows the customer to feel comfortable communicating what they're unhappy with, or communicating their expectations if you didn't meet those expectations, such as, before we pack up, would you like to take a look at everything, because we want to make sure that you're 100% happy with how everything came out. So kind of a quick video for you guys. Word of the day, if you made it this far in the video, is fired. Comment that down below and I'll hashtag you a real one. My name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed. Check out the web class if you haven't already. First link in the comment section description. Until next time, hustle hard and get that money, baby. Peace.